And imagine this. I'm in my office at Vanier College. It is dark. It is dirty. The desk is covered in books and stacks of papers and highlighters and leftovers of yesterday's lunch. I am leaning back in my chair. It's squeaking. I am doing what I'm always doing. I am grading papers, paper after paper after paper. And as I'm reading this one paper, I come across this line that seems odd, like it's too good to be true. And I know something's wrong, so I dig a little deeper, and I dig a little deeper, and it hits me. This student has had outside help. So I call her into my office. Let's give her a name. Sarah. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah comes into my office, and she is nervous. She is anxious. And she walks in. I'm sitting professionally, and she sits down, and I say, Sarah, do you know why I called you here? Kind, but firm. And she looks very anxious. No, sir. Well, Sarah, I was reading your paper, and I noticed there may be some concerns regarding academic integrity. Where did you get your sources? Sources, she says, her voice quavering, and immediately breaks down. She tells me, yes, I have used outside sources for this paper. And not only that, I have relied on a language model named ChatGPT to write this paper. I am an English teacher. I sit back and say, ChatGPT? She explains, yes, ChatGPT is a language model created by OpenAI with the capacity to create original text based on prompts. Sarah, I say, my voice again, very serious. You understand that this is a violation of our cheating and plagiarism policy at Vanier College. As a result, I'll have to give you a 0 on this paper. She apologizes, she cries, she says she was overwhelmed, but there is nothing I can do. This is the policy of the college, and she leaves the office despondent. There's something you need to know about this story. A few things. One big thing, and the big thing is this, that Sarah does not exist. And I don't mean Sarah does not exist in the sense that Sarah is a pseudonym or Sarah is an amalgam of different students. I had a lot of students use ChatGPT last year. No, I mean Sarah does not exist as in that was the script created for me by ChatGPT. Good evening, everyone. Imagine this. I'm in my office at Vanier College. It's dark, surrounded by stacks of books, papers, and coffee cups. I forgot coffee cups. It took some work, okay? It took some prompts. I had to tell it I was goofy, but not so goofy that I would knock my chair over. That's absurd. It doesn't even make sense. And not only that, ChatGPT thinks I like adjectives a lot. Quavering? I would never call anyone quavering. Oh, I dropped her body slumping in defeat. So look, ChatGPT likes to write. Look, it's fun. I don't know if all of you have had a chance to play with ChatGPT. The first half of my holiday vacation was great. I was using ChatGPT to write for my brothers. I'm like, Dan, it's Emily's birthday. Here's a poem ChatGPT wrote for her. Wait. I had it redo it in iambic pentameter. This is so much more romantic. Josh, this is for you. I had it write an angry letter to a duckling who is also your roommate. Like ChatGPT, you can tell it to do anything, and it does anything. Unfortunately, as I soon learned, ChatGPT can do anything. It can also write papers for your students, and those papers are terrible. But what's worse is they're not just terrible. Much like this story, they're really generic. The story doesn't really make sense. What, I looked at the paper and I was like, you have used outside. No, that's not how a brain works. The student breaks down completely. No. When I had students confessing to ChatGPT, these were the responses I received. I did not use OpenAI's ChatGPT, sir. My mom helped me write it, and she's not a very good writer. First off, is that better? Second of all, you threw mom under the bus? This quote does not appear in Gabriel Garcia Marquez. By the way, if you're a student, ChatGPT will make up quotes if you ask it to. They're not in the source. This isn't a quote from Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It's a work in translation, sir. Can I have the translation you used then? No. buddy, these characters do not appear in the novel Slade House. They're from from The Haunting of Hill House. Like, these are different novels. The computer got confused about which house you were talking about. No, sir, my friend in Vancouver helped me write this paper. Who is your friend from Vancouver? You don't know him. Of course I don't know him. You made him up. It's infuriating. After locking myself in a room for 2 weeks with samples of different essays that students had written over the years, poring over them like I don't know, some miserable Columbo in an ugly Vanier office, I broke down. I just reached the point where the students I suspected, I would just grill until they confessed, and if they didn't confess to that, it was madness. I hated my job for these 2 weeks, and I disconnected completely. I lost everything. I couldn't handle it anymore. I found myself watching my son play basketball with my friend Dave. Now, Dave is a pedagogical counselor at Vanier, and he is well aware of these problems of ChatGPT. And we talk, in addition to talking about our sons being 7 and terrible at basketball, we also talk about academic integrity. And I explained this whole situation to him, and he said, Matt, you care about your job, you like your students, you can't do this to yourself. You can only give so much of yourself to this problem. Students are going to use machine learning tools to help them in their writing. You've got to find a way to make this work, and you can't give more of yourself than you're prepared to. And that seemed wrong to me. I said, okay, well then fine. You need to find a way to teach that original writing and original thought is important. And that should be your job as a college teacher. And I said, Dave, of course you would say that. You didn't really say that. That's what ChatGPT says Dave would have said. Dave is a real person, and we did have a real good talk, and he did talk about boundaries. I didn't tell him I was going to invent a version of him through ChatGPT. Regardless, I come to you not with a solution to the ChatGPT problem, though maybe machine learning, Dave, has a point. We can only do so much. Maybe I need to keep celebrating rare and obscure works that robots cannot write about yet. Or maybe I do just need to help students use tools better. But for now, I'm just going to keep doing this thing where I have the machine write up all of these scenarios, because this is a wonderful way to rehearse awkward conversations. And I got to tell you, this much at least feels great. Thank you.